Something big is about to drop. The NBA world is crashing out over the strength of this Oklahoma City Thunder team, but things are about to get even better in the coming days with the return of one incredible player that will truly unlock this basketball team. Welcome into Thunder Digest. I'm Ryan Breeden, and today on the channel we're going to talk about how the Thunder are going to be even better than they are right now in the coming weeks. The return of one player will give this lineup the flexibility that it needs, already on top of the talent that it has, to just continue to dominate each and every team that it faces, no matter the skill sets of those opponents. Before we get into that video though, welcome into the channel. If you have not subscribed yet, 68% of you that watch the channel are not subscribed, so make sure you go ahead and smash the subscribe button down below. Let's change that. Let's show that we are the very best fan base in the entire NBA. And support Thunder Digest, support Thunder Nation, Thunder Up, baby. On the road to 8,000 subscribers. I know we can get there by the All-Star break. Me and Gabriel pumping out content each and every single day. But today's video involves the imminent return of superstar Jaylen Williams. He posted this just an hour ago, basically hinting at a return, just an expensive cheerleader is what he called himself in this Instagram post. I'd say he's a lot more than that, but so far this season, he hasn't been able to do much other than just kind of travel with the team, sit and watch this team just dominate. 12-1 in the first 13 games of the year, the highest net rating of any team in NBA history, but he still has yet to play, and it's because of that surgery in his wrist to remove the screws that were a part of the original surgery to repair the torn ligament in his wrist. He is nearing his return. It was announced 14 days ago that his surgery would require a 10 to 14 day follow-up. So we are right on the tail end of that date when they said we'll have an extra update. We don't have any of those yet. When we do have those, we will get them to you first things first here on the channel. So make sure you keep us in the loop, right? Make sure you got the notification turned on as well, because we'll be getting videos to update you on the exact return of Jalen Williams. And he did say this as well, I want to add, on an ESPN broadcast the other day. Shai was talking with the media. He has had a post-game interview, and JDub he took a second right at the tail end of the interview and basically on a hot mic said, ESPN, I still play basketball, I swear. It's been a little while. It hasn't been that long. I mean, you don't have to really worry about rushing him back, but he seems ready to go. With that Instagram post as well, I'll flash that back up on the screen for you guys here. He looks ready to go. I think JDub is ready, and when he is ready, it will fully unleash the total fury of the Oklahoma City Thunder. It starts with one specific player that will be at the center of this entire thing, and I say that kind of ironically because center is a very impactful word in this statement. That player is Chet Holmgren. Chet, one of the best defensive players on the planet, obviously know what he can do down low. He's had to adjust his game a bit in the absence of Jalen Williams. The Thunder have had to play a larger lineup. Isaiah Hartenstein and Chet have been out there together, and those two guys have really expanded on their chemistry, but Chet hasn't been the true five with Isaiah Hartenstein out there. So Chet, he's getting his points. He's showing his progression as an offensive player. He's got his legs back underneath him. Seems like really for the first time since that hip fracture that he had last year against Golden State, he went through the postseason really kind of seeming like he didn't quite have his full strength underneath him. His shots didn't have a lot of arc to them. He was struggling kind of in that regard, but still was dominating the Indiana Pacers, had 5 blocks in Game 7, so he was doing his thing defensively. The offensive part of his game is what struggled, but both things have seen improvements this year, and they will improve even more when he gets back to his primary position. So Chet Holmgren this season has played 263 minutes in total. He's missed a couple of games as well, mostly preventative because of his back. But of the 263 minutes that he has played, only 26 of those minutes have been played as the lone big man, as the 5 in the rotation. And keep in mind, Chet Holmgren is a natural center. He's a natural 5 in a rotation, in a lineup. He hasn't really done that this year. Isaiah Hartenstein has been the 5. We've seen J. Will come in and rock the 5 at times. Chet has only had basically one half of basketball in this entire season overall where he has been the team's center. And that's his primary position, and we know what he can do when he is at that position, right? You look at the blocks per game that he had his rookie year in 23-24, his second season last year, and then in year 3 here this season. You see a big difference in the blocks per game, It's because he's not really in that position to be the last line of defense down low. We know that when he is, he can do things like this. He had one of the best defensive seasons in the modern basketball era from a basically rim defensive field goal percentage standpoint. 44% up there with Roy Hibbert and Andrew Bogut. Shout out a couple of legends there. But Chet, when he is that last line of defense, we know that he can do things like this. Things that he did to Victor Wembanyama, who people are calling the best big man on the planet. Chet blocked him, got a block on the follow-up as well from Sochan. And so we know that when Chet is that last line of defense, he is lethal. He has not been that yet this season because you've been rocking a two-big lineup most of the year. You've been without one of your guys in JDub, who would typically fill that 3, sometimes get slotted over to the 4. JDub is very versatile. That's the point, right? So when he comes back, it gives you this key to essentially, if you're Mark Daigneault, unlock so many lineup combinations depending on the team that you play against. I want to throw you back to the finals last year. This is the entire NBA Finals stats from last season against the Pacers, and the only numbers that I really care about on this are on the left side of this chart, the games started metric. Obviously, Shai started all 7 games in the finals. Why would he not? He's the best player on the planet. JDub started all 7 games, even with his wrist that had a torn ligament. Chet started all 7 games, and Dort started all 7 games. You had a bit of a split. You got 3 games from Cason Wallace. He started game 1 of the finals, game 2 of the finals. They switched things up. Isaiah Hartenstein started 4 of the 7 games in the finals. You still have that flexibility on this roster, but you don't have that flexibility right now because of the injury to Jaylen Williams. When JDub comes back, when you play against a team like the Houston Rockets, who is the second tallest team in NBA history from a starting 5 standpoint, you'll have the ability to rock JDub in there at maybe even the 3 or the 2. You could go Shai at the 1. You could go Dort at the 2. You could go JDub at the 3, Chet at the 4, and Hartenstein at the 5. You go with that, and you've got a big lineup that also is athletic and can keep up with the height of the Houston Rockets. Or if you face a team that is more about pace, more athleticism, more quick, they don't really have the size. I look at a team like the Portland Trailblazers, the team that beat the Thunder earlier this season. When you have that you need to go up against, you can slim things down a little bit. You can all of a sudden rock Shai at the 1. You could put Cason Wallace at the 2. JDub can go to the 3. You could have, or I guess you could have Dort at the 3. You could put JDub at the 4, and you could put Chet at the 5. So you can slim things down. You can go athletic. You can go big. Either way that you have this set up, you have the pieces that when you get JDub back into this equation, he really is the Swiss Army knife of this whole ordeal. Chet won't have to be the second ball handler on this team. He can focus on his duties down low. And by the way, I want to mention this as well. Chet has really gained some chemistry with Isaiah Hartenstein over this season, and it's really apparent in plays like this, right? Setting a high ball screen for A.J. Mitchell, getting down to his spot on the block. You've got iHart kind of camping out on the baseline. Here he comes up. The attention to Chet on the double team gives a wide open lane for Hartenstein to be able to get the lob. Those two guys are firing on all cylinders. So when JDub comes back, I wouldn't even expect for Chet to be the primary 5. Because when you can have both Chet and iHart out there together, they have been spectacular in tandem. You wouldn't want to limit that, but there will be instances where you can, right? And where Chet can be your 5, JDub can be your 4. We know that JDub had to play the 5 last year when you were without Chet and iHart. So JDub can be your 4. You can have Dort rocking in there somewhere. Caruso can rock in there somewhere. If you want to go with Aaron Wiggins, because he has the hot hand, he can start. Obviously, you've got A.J. Mitchell, who would be a starter for literally every other team in the NBA right now. And I mean that quite literally. He could slot in there as well. It's just the ultimate flexibility that you would have as a lineup, all revolving around one man returning, and that is JDub. And he is not officially confirmed to come back here at any point, but he is posting about this in a very clear message that he's going to be ready to go here in the near future. Certainly hope that is the case. But Chet, kind of the basis of this video, being able to unlock Chet Holmgren and his true position, which is at the 5, at the center position. Look at what the Thunder's defensive rating is with him on the court versus off the court, right? Just absolutely stark contrast. 6 defensive rating points better, which the lower rating that you are, the better you are. It's the less points, the best overall value, or the lowest overall value that you're giving up, which as a defense obviously is a good thing. So Chet, he is going to have the go-ahead to basically patrol, and if he has to go guard out in the perimeter, he can do that, right? He can guard somebody like an athletic big like Jonathan Kuminga all the way out on the three-point line, go all the way inside, and still contest the shot. That's just the athleticism that you get from the 7'1", tall, lanky, dominant Chet Holmgren. And I think we're going to get to see even more of that in even more flexibility and comfortability once Jaylen Williams returns. So let me know down below, what do you guys think about the overall roster outlook when you have JDub back in the fold, right? He hasn't played since the finals, so he's going to have to get his legs underneath him. He's going to have to kind of slowly get himself immersed back in with the team. But what do you like about him coming back? Do you think Chet can maybe go back to a more primary position? Would you rather see Chet and Hart out there together at all times? Because obviously they have been both incredible this season. Do you like the idea of the Thunder being able to mix things up and have different starting fives depending on the skill sets that they're facing against? I think that one thing we can all agree on, Chet has been fantastic this year, and if you're able to help him get even better with the addition of your second best player, your second ball handler in JDub, this team's ceiling is through the roof, right? Michael Jordan said the ceiling is the roof. No, the ceiling is outer space for this Oklahoma City Thunder team. It's just absolute peak cinema night in and night out. The Thunder have their first 2-day break in the entire season so far, so no game yesterday, no game today. We'll be back at it again tomorrow. We'll have full breakdowns of those games. We'll go over if we have any official concrete news on the whole Jaylen Williams situation. Now, again, he hasn't confirmed anything yet concrete about when he will be coming back, but it should be in the very near future. Make sure you guys leave a like. Make sure you comment down below. Let us know what you think. Go support the channel. We'll talk to you guys next time here on Thunder Digest.